Good evening everyone, and welcome to round 19 of the WWRL Championship here on F1 2018. We are here in a glorious Mexico City here in Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix, a 17 turn circuit, 4.3 kilometers, and a lot of passionate fans who will be cheering on the drivers tonight as they try and twist their way through a very technical sector 2 with a lot of straights as well. So a very challenging circuit for the drivers tonight. And the championship comes to a close. Only 2 rounds to go after this one. It's all going to kick off here in Mexico, where we've seen some great races in the past, and hopefully we'll see the exact same tonight. Your qualifying results: only 10 people driving today, but let's hope that we can still produce some great action. It is Buxper on pole, with Magnussen alongside him, Light Cruz and Pubba Gamer are 3rd and 4th, with Basquino and H3rd keeping each other company on row 3. Then it's Yover and Crazy off an all Dutch 4th row for Mark and Kalesi. Round out your grid. Here we go then. Round 19 of 21 here in WWRL. It's gonna get underway here at Mexico City. And it's lights out, and away we go. Good start from the front too, but I think Magnussen has got the better jump out, especially from the Haas, as we hold head down towards turn 1. Everyone tucking into their respective slipstreams, and it's a Ferrari and the Haas going side by side into turn 1. Light Cruiser pondering in the background, but Puxa keeps hold of his lead ahead of Magnussen, ahead of Light Cruiser, and Pubba Gamer scrapping away with Yover in the background, with Basquino getting very feisty as well as they head down towards turn 4. That's H3rd and Kalesi scrapping it out behind them into turn 4. That's the Red Bull sending on the inside of the Williams, but you can't make that move stick. Into turn 5, Basquino sending on the inside. They're still going wheel to wheel. Basquino bashed his way past the Red Bull up into 5th place, but at the front it's as you were, with Puxper leading from Magnussen, the two Hypersoft runners keeping station for the time being, and Light Cruiser following all the way. Here goes Kalesi on the run down towards turn 1, side by side with the Red Bull edge over. Not much longer is not, and that is an easy, clean move into turn 1 for Mercedes. Up into 7th place, he can get chasing after Hazard in the Toro Rosso in front. Crazy Os might have a go on the Red Bull into turn 4. Yover might lose 2 places within a matter of corners, but he holds on for time. He goes really wide on the exit of turn 5, and Crazy Os going up the inside at turn 6. Can they make the job done? They're still going side by side, but I think the Ferrari has the edge as they head into the fast and twisting second sector. And yes, that is Crazy Os up to 5th. Oh, and Yover made a mistake coming through turn 8. And unfortunately, Mark is not in a position to capitalise. But Crazy Os up into 8th, and Yover not really having the best times, struggling for grip in the first few laps of this Mexican Grand Prix. Kalesi is really on a charge. Deja vu for the Mercedes as he breezes past the Toro Rosso, even without DRS to help him, and through up into 6th place goes Kalesi, and there is his teammate right in front of him of Basquino. So Kalesi have to make starting 10th, already up into 6th place, and only on lap 3, so he is looking very racy today, and he could well set his sights up for a strong finishing position. You can see the podium in his distance as well, with Light Cruiser holding up a little bit of a train here with the Ultrasoft runners, as 2 Hypersofts seem to lead the way pretty comprehensively, and look, Pubba Gamer right on the tail of the Renault, with Basquino following, and Kalesi, there he is. DRS is now activated to aid Pubba Gamer's attempt to get past Light Cruiser. Gets forced onto the grass there, but I think he's going to make the move stick. Coming into turn 1, they're still going side by side. Light Cruiser was just about having the edge over the Williams. That was like a Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel in Monza all those years ago, but thankfully, for Pubba Gamer's sake, he didn't manage to lose it, and he managed to regain his position, regain his composure, and he can go again and Light Cruiser on the next lap. This is turning out to a great scrap between these 4. I hate to say it, actually, still in the mix as well, if he, can stick to the tail of Kalesi, who overtook him last lap. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 all heating up this battle for the final remaining podium place. Attempt 3 for Purple Gamer in his bid to get past Light Cruiser. He is going to breeze past the Dutchman with relative ease, and that is second place. Done and dusted for the Williams. Now he can start to pull away from this gaggle of Dutch cars, or Dutch drivers, I should say. But can Light Cruiser possibly surge a fight back? He can't, he's too far back. And that is third place then for Light Cruiser. The two Mercs following very nicely behind. Will Purple Gamer be able to pull away? Oh dear, what's happened to Mark? Mark is out of this race. That's what's happened to him. He's in the stadium section and he was facing the wrong way. And that is him out of this race. Parking up in front of all the fans. And I don't think that's a sight he wanted to see, nor the fans in that huge grandstand here in Mexico. He becomes the first DNF of today's race. Oh, P-Expert is into the pits to serve his first of 2 stops, hoping today. Look how close back. Union's getting on the back of Light Cruiser, not just on the back, he's side by side. Let's go into a different camera angle to see the Mercedes get ahead of the Renault. So now it is Williams, Mercedes, Renault, and Mercedes. 1, 2, 3, 4 in today's race. And back, that is a crucial move, because now he looks the quicker of himself and Light Cruiser to maybe try and challenge Purple Gamer for that provisional lead of this race. And now maybe can that bring Kalesi back into the mix to try and get past Light Cruiser? We're going to have to wait and see, because Baskino right now looks like the man most likely to make a move. He's getting closer, he's getting closer, he's going down the inside at turn 1. It was a half-hearted move in essence, and Bastiano could not get past. But now going down towards turn 4, he's got a great exit. Coming out of turn 3 now, pulling out to the inside, going wheel to wheel in towards turn 4. They're still going side by side. Brilliant racing. Can Purple Gamer crucially hold on to that first spot? No, he can't. And around the outside at turn 5, we don't see moves through there at all. But Bastiano didn't care one single bit. He said, I'm coming around your outside. And through into the lead of the Grand Prix from, let me see, from 5th on the grid as Magnussen's retired. Magnussen has retired from the session. The man who started in 7th position is now out. I don't know what has happened to him. Unfortunately, the game, we can't spectate drivers that have retired. But that's such a shame, because he looked in a prime position to get some really good points, only with 10 people driving, but that is no more. As what is going to happen to lap 10 of this, there's a 4-way train for the lead of the Grand Prix, as there is Magnussen's ghosted disabled car. As Light Cruiser and Kalesi going side by side, and that is another place lost for Light Cruiser, and he's down into 4th position. So from a provisional lead, it is now 4th for the Renault, and Kalesi is the next one to skip past him. And now, can he challenge Purple Gamer to making a Mercedes 1-2? Light Cruiser got a great toe behind Kalesi. He might be looking for some revenge in towards turn 1. And he outbrakes Kalesi substantially, but manages to slow the car down enough so that he makes the corner to perfection. Well, not his perfection, but it's good enough. And he gets past Kalesi, but can Kalesi fight back down towards turn 4? He's just a bit too far back on this occasion, and that is now Light Cruiser back up into 3rd position as Puexa picks up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles, and Light Cruiser goes off the track at turn 5. Maybe that's showing a bit of tyre wear. These two are having a great scrap for 3rd position, and Kalesi gets past Light Cruiser once again into turn 1. A nice, clean, simple overtake. And that is 3rd position for the Mercedes ahead of the Renault once again. Purple Gamer comes into the pits, as does Light Cruiser as well. So this is where the pit window really starts to unfold here. And it's all going to be important for the two Mercedes. And look at that, that's Hake third. And Puexa going side by side through down towards turn 1. And nowhere near the braking zone. They are now as they put on their brakes. And Puexa puts his brakes on before the Toro Rosso. But Toro Rosso nearly goes into the back. Nearly misjudged turn 2 there on his worn ultra soft tyres. And that means that the Haas is now back up into third position. Only about 9 seconds off the lead as here Public Gamer comes out of the pits. And he's now going down towards turn 4. Spixuper is coming through turn 6. Here he comes then. Oh, he gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for his woes. And that will really hurt him come the end of the race when that 5 seconds will get applied to his race number. Out into the pits he goes now at 50 miles an hour, 80 kilometers down that pit straight. And well, these are going about 200 miles an hour, and them two go through, as does Light Cruiser as well. And Kalesi comes out a fair ways back behind those three, so the overcut really didn't work. But with those fresher tyres, I think he'll be having some say on some things come the end of the race. And tyre wear does become a big issue for the drivers. Right now, 5 seconds behind the gaggle of cars in front of him. And it's really about hoping that these three can get into battle and lose as much time as possible for Kalesi. Baschino has overtaken Popo Gamer. I missed it, which I do regret, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a clean move going into turn 1 for the Mercedes. And now, after being ahead of him before the pit stops, then behind him after, he is now retaken over ahead of the Williams, back up into second place, but obviously count it as a first for the time being, because the Haas obviously has to pit again. But crucially, can the Williams fight back? Can Light Cruiser get into the mix as well? We've got all the ingredients for what could be a very interesting turn 1. Is here we go then, on board with the Williams. The hurl down that straight about 212 miles an hour. Can he get past Baschino in towards turn 1? They're going to go side by side, light on the brakes, locking up for good measure, but it's an unsuccessful overtake on Baschino, and the Mercedes holds on for the time being. Like it's just waiting in the background for a chance to arise. Nothing just yet. What has happened here to Baschino? What has happened? Baschino has left the session. Massive drama in this one. And here comes Light Cruiser. He's going for second place in today. So that's a Popo game. Got extremely compromised, being stuck behind that ghosted car. But the Williams holds on for the time being. And here comes Kalesi. He's right on the tail of all these guys. This is absolutely insane how much time he's gained after all these guys. But I think he gets past his teammates. And H3 isn't too far out of the equation if you can pick up the pace a little bit. It's the lead of the Grand Prix. Spruxler pitted around the outside of turn 1. Can Ruben get that job done? I think he can. I can see the Williams in his rear mirrors. And through into the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix on lap 22 goes Ruben in the Renault. But can Popo Gamer fight back? That is not the camera I would want. Thank you, FOM. But look, here's Kalesi as well. A three-way scrap for the win of this Grand Prix. But crucially, Brooksburg will have a lot of fresher tyres, and he is only 10 seconds off the lead of this race and can easily claw that back up with those fresh ultra soft tyres. Oh, Kalesi's got into the lead. I didn't expect that to happen, but Kalesi, who started this race in 10th, is on course at the moment to win this Grand Prix. But there's still a lot of elements to play for and a lot of variables here in this race. One of them being Light Cruiser possibly able to get re-overtake. Well, oh, he thought about it, but then he backed off. That's a very interesting concept, as Puxper has got ahead of H3, and with 11 laps to go in this race, he has 2 seconds to gain to try and get past those guys. I think he's in a prime position to win this race, but we'll have to wait and see. Here we go then, down the DRS straight. It is Popo Gamer leading in third position for the time being, but will it be third for Popo Gamer, or will it be third for Pux? But in towards the braking zone, Popo Gamer defending for his life. They make contact. The Pux but round the outside makes a very nice move indeed. Bit of archaeology stuff in the process, but a clean move for the most of the part, nevertheless. And that is third position for Prix, and now he can chase after the two Dutchies in front of him. And this will be a resurgence battle between these two, because I'm sure Light Cruiser will definitely not want the Haasman to get past him. But Light Cruiser is losing on a tyre degradation, losing on a grip. Prix's tyres are anything but cooked. Did that rhyme? I don't know. But 7/10 a gap between himself and the Renault man, and I think Light Cruiser might have to wave goodbye to that second position, especially because he's not in DRS range of Kalesi out in front, who's 1.8 seconds up the road. So fair play to him, but Light Cruiser will be a sitting duck down the straight. Kalesi, Prix, DRS wide open for the Haas, hurtling down that straight, and that is easy as you like. That's taking candy from a baby with two hands behind his back. It's that easy. And Prix getting past way before the braking zone, up into second place. Now it's 1.5 seconds to gain on the Mercedes of Kalesi, and that will be first position, making the two-stop work. And what has happened to Purple Gamer? He's lost a place to Hazard, I should say, in fourth. So Purple Gamer losing tyre after getting overtaken by Prix, but he's tucking into the slipstream of the Toro Rosso, so this battle is nowhere near done. They're going wheel to wheel into turn one. Pates with the inside line, covers the Williams off. Very nice indeed. No, they don't, because they make contact and just about manages to keep it on the road. Kalesi gets another 3-second time penalty as Prix has actually taken the lead. So I don't know what's happened in Kalesi's situation, but whatever happened, he has seemed to have lost a lot of time. I guess the pass was inevitable at one stage or another, because he was just so quick on those ultra soft tyres. But Kalesi struggling for grip now, and his penalty situation is looking a lot more worse, because with that 5-second stop go as well, he could be under threat, to be honest. H3 might be on course to take a very strong podium position in this race, and he might be able to snatch the third position on track with Light Cruiser there for the taking. If H3 can nail these corners, he can hunt down his prey, and the Predator could get past Light Cruiser up into third position, 5.2 seconds off the lead. So it's really been a case of this two-stop strategy really working. Kalesi having the best pace of everyone, and if he maybe didn't bottle this qualifying, he might have been in a much more sweeter position than he is right now, as Prix picks up another 3-second time penalty. So to be honest, if these two can really string the final 3 laps of this race and pick up next to no penalties or warnings, maybe, just maybe, they might get the win. Who knows? But obviously, still 4 more laps to go, 3 more laps to go as we cross the line. Here we go then. He was unsuccessful last time out, but today he is much more successful down the main straight on lap 34 of 36, and that is H3 up into third position of today's race. Very good race indeed for the reserve, who has been pondering in the background of the battling. I just realised, because of penalties, H3 is going to win this Grand Prix, because Prix has about 15 seconds, Kalesi has about 15 seconds, and H3 only has 3, and he's definitely in a position to take the win. We're only 6.5 seconds behind Kalesi and about 9 seconds behind the race leader. So as much as Prix's pace has been lightning on making the two-stop work to absolute perfection, all his hard work might just be undone thanks to the penalty situation. But he comes into the grandstand of great lighting effects going on. Rounding the final corner is the Haas. He's going to take the win on track. Brilliant result for him. Great race from him. Driver of the day by far. But he doesn't win the race. Kalesi comes home in second. But your winner of the Mexican Grand Prix, H3 wins the Mexican Grand Prix from third on the track to first, and Light Cruiser dislodges Kalesi after penalties. Purple Gamer takes fourth. Kalesi drops down from second to fifth on the line. And Hater takes up his second victory in 3 races on what a magnificent result. Just didn't expect it, but he kept his nose clean. He kept it clean from 10 penalties. And at the end of the day, if you're not in it to win it, you're not going to win it, obviously. And Hater, very well managed race. Pucks, but obviously probably the quickest driver on track today. But obviously the penalty situation did hurt him come the end, and he finishes second, 2.6 seconds behind at the end. And Jovia will come home 6th place, a long way back. Great scrap between himself and Crazy Oss at the end. They finish 6th and 7th. And obviously Basculino came in 8th, you know, in Magnussen. And Force India, whose name was Leavia Me, retired very, very early. But there is Hater Toro Rosso winning here in Mexico ahead of Huxper and Light Cruiser, who I'm sure probably be satisfied with that podium. He picked up the podium because of his penalty situation, and Hater obviously picked up that win thanks to keeping it very, very clean in the end. What a race then! For officially 10 drivers, the amount of action was definitely great to see. And there we go, 2.6 seconds at the end. Hater picking up 3 seconds, Huxper picking up 15 seconds. That was a big margin. And Light Cruiser did very well for himself. Purple Gamer as well, only picking up 6 penalties. Bless him, left a row. That stop-go penalty, because that cost him in the end. He might have finished second in, yeah, he would have finished second in that race. But that is it. That has been it then for the Mexican Grand Prix. And only 2 rounds to go of this WWRL Championship in F1 2018. I'll see you next weekend for the Brazilian Grand Prix. But for me, James Cosy, I hope you enjoyed that race as much as I enjoyed commentating it, because I enjoyed commentating that race. And I will see you next week for the Brazilian Grand Prix.